What's up, everyone? Welcome to another District Gooner Pod. I'm KP. This is episode 32. My co-host is on the road again. Steve Ed, take it away.
Howdy. On the road again. I can't wait because I'm on the road again.
That's fun, dude. Where are you?
Omaha, Nebraska. The great Midwest, Great Plains. Out here on a work trip. It's not too cold, not too chilly. You know, maybe I'll get some corn while I'm out here. Maybe hit a farmer's market. Who knows?
No, that's funny. The sky's the limit when you're in Nebraska. That I know.
That you do know. That you do know.
The limitless sky of America is what they call it.
It's no coast out here. It's no coast.
No coast. But you know who was coasting over the weekend?
Who that?
Were those boys in red.
Who that?
The real red boys, you know?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man. What a fun weekend. Obviously, we are recording on Monday night, so this will be dropping Tuesday. If you're listening to this on a Tuesday, whether you're just starting your day or you're wrapping it up, hope you're happy, hope you're healthy, and thanks for spending time with us. All the teams have played. Match week 22, 23 now over. Liverpool sit at the top of the table, 51 points. Manchester City are second place, 49 points. They beat Brentford 3-1 today. And then there's Arsenal, third place after a huge result against Liverpool at home, a 3-1 W ourselves, 49 points. Let's just talk about the result first and what you think it means for the rest of this month, if nothing else.
It's huge. Huge result, man. We are back. I won't say we're not back in it because we were in it to begin with the 5-point spread. But now to drop it to 2, and we still have a game against City, right? So that's a direct implication there as well. I am feeling excellent today. After this weekend, man, from the celebrations, huge. This could be a turning point. I mean, we talk about we want to see the performance. Where's the performance? I think we got that performance, man. I think we got it. Excellent first half. We're against the ropes all of a sudden. Oop, are we going to go down where our legs are a little shaky? Nah, we got our feet back under us and we dropped them. We hit them. Bang, bang. So I feel good.
No, that's fair. It was a really good performance. It was kind of what everyone's been looking for in some ways. There was some nice one-touch football throughout the day. We were inviting the press. It looked like we had space to actually run into. We were creating great chances. And I've already written the title for the pod because that was the first result of the season where the defense was finally bailed out, dude.
Amen. Amen to that.
So the game, obviously, I guess the best place to start about the performance itself and assessing the first half and the rest of it. In the preview pod, you said you want to beef up the midfield. You want to see Jorginho in there. I called for Kai to play up top, not even knowing about the Jesus issue. He missed out the game due to a minor little knee thing. It sounds like he's just day-to-day, not a huge deal. But hey, Kai and Jorginho both got the start. I think the manager got this one completely right, man.
He absolutely got it right. Jorginho had a hell of a game. Hell of a game. I think he was man of the match. He got man of the match award. Hell of a game. Kai up top had a hell of a game. I don't think Jesus should have started this game based on the way Kai played. This was just the way we worked it, the way Kai's dropping in, floating around. You got Van Dijk and Konate. Like, I don't know who to go after. Constantly going through that Trent, Konate space to Nelly. Like, it's obvious that these were the things that we're talking about, right? The coaching staff got this completely right. Game plan was there, and it worked.
It worked, yeah. Both players were fantastic, dude. I know Jorginho got mad at the match. For me, look, if you watch that game and you're an Arsenal supporter and you walk out and you say, that still wasn't enough from your center forward, if you still feel like that's not enough, Kai Havertz, I want more, you're not a footballing person, bro. I cannot take you seriously, man. King Kai, what a player, dude. Mind you, no one's really talking about it. He just had a game against what many consider to be the best center back pairing in the league, dude. And he got one of them sent off, man. And I'm talking one yellow and then another yellow. He didn't just get him sent off, bro. He let him know, hey, I might look skinny, but big man, I got some strength, bro. That's it. That's my dog out there, King Kong.
Yeah, he had that bite, man. He had that bite yesterday. I really like that performance, and I think as a fan base, why I think we're excited by this. The possibilities, they are there. He has now proven, not once, not twice, he's played up top a few times. I think this might be a title shifter, right? This might be a change in our own thoughts, and Arteta has now seen it in the flesh a couple times. I think maybe he trusts it. That's what I hope. So now we have options. Let's see as we go forward. We're just starting to click. We got the Mo, baby. We got the Mo. Momentum is on our side.
Momentum is on our side, and if let's try to dissect the first half a little bit. Liverpool did not have any momentum the entire first half. From the very first whistle, man. Arsenal were on top, dominating. The possession was great. The pressing was great. The passing, we were just welcoming their press and playing through them. Benny Blanco looked like he got his powers back, dude. We'll get to him. And look, 10 minutes, 11 minutes into the game, we have a good chance. Martinelli crosses it in. Saka just misses that header. For me, I feel like he should score that, man, if I'm being honest with you.
I think it was good defending. I don't blame him for not finishing that. The little nudge, the push from Joe Gomez puts him off. It's absolutely not a foul. Absolutely not a foul. I think that's just good defending. He has nothing. He can't do anything else there but try to throw him off balance, and I think he did. We know Saka's not a great header of the ball. The ball was on a platter, to be fair. It was a great cross. It was on a platter. So I do give credit to Joe Gomez. But early on, 11 minutes in, the theme was set. Riot distribution. Huge ball out to Nelly. Nelly just absolutely blowing by Konate, okay? He's a player. After this game, he got my respect. He blows by him, okay? And then that ball in. So that's the theme for the game. Route 1, left side, here we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Martinelli, I know we've been kind of hard on him when, his form was a little bit down, but boy, has he found form, man, at the right time. It feels good to be back on the Nelly train. Remember those comments, man? The sun will shine on us again, bro.
He back. He had a good game. Konate had him sometimes. But I do appreciate Nelly going back to the well. I'm going to try again. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's facts, man. So let's get to the first goal. Obviously, Arsenal go up 1-0, 14th minute. Just before that, Liverpool did have a chance, but they put it wide. Gakpo, I think it was. But man, what a goal, dude. It was so nice. Vintage stuff, huh?
Absolutely vintage. This is why we love the club. This is why we fall in love with this type of football. Ping, 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 ping. Havertz is absolutely through. What a ball by Odegaard. What a ball. If Kai had finished that, that's one of those goals that, like, for years to come, that's highlight we play from this season. He didn't finish it, but Saka's right there to put us up. So no heartburn or anything, but we were absolutely flowing.
Yeah, and I have to comment on this, man. I think a lot of the reactions are, oh, he should score. It's like no one says it was on his right foot. Not one pundit, not one commentator pointed that out. This is a left-footed player. Yes, he was through. I get it. It was one-on-one. He hit that pretty hard with his weak foot, trying to go across the goalkeeper at the speed that he's running, man. Hey, he does get lucky. It falls to Saka. It's a good finish from Saka. It's great that he follows up like that. Yes. That's just something to be really, really proud of and feel positive about. But I think it's also hard because Kai is also the trigger in the build-up when you watch it. That
Yes,
he
he
sets
is.
it up for himself to spin into that space, dude. So you're not watching it, big man. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you're just hating. And I don't know if it's because, look, Jorginho as well as Kai Havertz, and this is something I just want to talk about. I'm going on this little rant here because people are upset that maybe they came from Chelsea. Maybe you have these goggles on and you're just not seeing it clearly, man, because it happens in business all the time, bro. Executives get poached from company to company. Not a big deal. You want the best on your team. You want what you can get. So, I don't know. See it more clearly. Take off the goggles, I say.
Take off the goggles. I think they're starting to earn their stripes. Jorginho has earned them. Chelsea guy. I know the vibes weren't great when he came in, but he's earned his stripes. He earned them early on last season and I guess that spring. I think Kai's starting to earn his stripes as well. The one thing about his finishing, which I think people don't like, is he doesn't hit the ball with a lot of conviction. That's what it seems like to me. He doesn't strike the ball with a lot of conviction. I think he does have it in his locker. We've seen him whip a few long shots in, right? Past the far post. But I think that's what people think about him. The conviction in his shots. But I have to say this. His runs. Just on this goal, man. So we watched on Peacock, I watched it through game mode. And it's like a better tactical view of the field. I watched a replay of the first half. So you're outside. Martinelli's really wide. And Saka's really wide on the touchline. They're both marked by outside backs. Van Dijk and Konate just standing in space. Central back positions. And Kai's back into the midfield. And so they're not marking anybody. And he just comes streaming forward, right? So no one picked him up because ball starts moving. We're pinging it. Obviously the center backs are watching. And he's just gliding by everybody. Beautiful ball. I think you got to respect. People know he's a smart footballer. He makes those runs. He grabs the space. He knows where the space is. So it was very cool to watch from that perspective, bird's eye view kind of thing. Like, damn, this dude knows what he's doing. That was clean.
Yeah, I think his pace is underrated. He when you say he glides around, he really does. And most of the time, it doesn't look like he's running full speed, dude.
Yeah.
He just picks up a lot of ground, man. So, hey, be honest. Were you watching it because it had a better tactical view on game mode? Or were you watching it because Graham Souness and Lee Dixon weren't the broadcast commentators on that view?
Let them know. I texted Keon. I started watching this game on. I was like, oh my gosh, Graham's not on here. Oh, Lee's not on here. I don't like either of those dudes. I think they chat nonsense, personally. But I don't even know I think it might have been Jim Baglin, which isn't great either. But just because I didn't have to listen to those two, like, yeah, I'll stick with the game mode. And it was actually, was a reward to watch. It was a treat.
It was. Hey, is there anything in particular about the first half that you wanted to chat about that we didn't?
The only best chance Liverpool had was that ball from Trent to Gakpo, but Gabby somehow got his toe to it, got his boot to it, and it went right to Raya. That was the moment for Liverpool in the half. Trent, he had a couple balls in, I think, just maybe two, but that one was brilliant. But otherwise, man. Oh, the one thing we do have to touch on in the first half is the goal. The goal against us. Ouch.
Yeah, that's right.
Ouch.
That's right. Take us there. What'd you think about that?
It's on our big man Saliba, personally. I will give credit to Diaz. Good work, bro. He got around him. He's squirmy. But Saliba, you gotta do better there. Initially when I saw it, I was like, why isn't Raya coming out? But when you see the replay, Saliba never had him. He just never had him. So I think Raya was super hesitant. He didn't have him. If Gabriel wasn't there and his arm didn't hit it in, I don't know if Jota gets the goal either. Because Ben White's there. It's just tough. That's tough against us.
It's a tough one. Obviously, it's a first half of pure dominance from Arsenal. And at the very last minute, we have this little slip up. And it looked like Liverpool, they were wasting time when they were taking their goal kick towards the end of the second. Like, they were ready to go into the locker room, bro. So, like, they themselves weren't even really expecting anything to come from that. And I don't know. For me, yeah, it's on Big Willow. It's okay. We can say it. He's still a baller, man. He's had a couple of mistakes now here. But, hey, at least the rest of the players are finally bailing out the defense, because apparently Willow on Instagram, he commented on Bukayo's post, on Martinelli's post, and on Leo Trossard's post. And on each of them, he just says thank you in their native language. So he knows, man.
Back your boys, man. Back your boys. Good for the locker room, too. I love that. So going into halftime, they scored that goal. I was gutted. Like, man, we absolutely outplayed them. It's another game where we were even after we absolutely dominated the half. How did you think things were going to go pulling into the second half?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a lot of changes, but I was down. Like, personally, I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Like, we've just played so well here. And I don't know. I guess that's why, we're not in that locker room to hear that managerial talk because, dude, I don't even know what I would say. But he did so well. I was worried. I was worried that, look, they had not such a great performance, and they're a fiery team, so it was expected for them to come out. But overall, I was very confident, man. I felt like, and I called this out on the preview pod, not having Endo will impact these guys almost a little bit more than not having Mo Salah, because when it came down to the midfield, we won the midfield battle today. So I didn't really have any worries, honestly.
Okay. At halftime, the commentators had this, you know what the talk is. It's where's the mental strength at? Where's the mental strength? Are you going to fold? Are you going to step up to the challenge? Can you go again? Dominated a half. A gutting goal. It was a nice goal. Nice move by Liverpool. You outplayed them. Technically, they didn't have a shot on target that half. I don't think they had a shot on target that half.
That's right.
So can you get back up to the standard? And at the beginning of the half, man, onto the first 10 minutes, Liverpool came out. They came out, and I was not sure. But hey, let's get into it. One thing to hit on at halftime is the sub. Kiwi for Zinni. Interesting. I did not know what happened.
Yeah, I didn't know either. At first, I saw the sub, and I don't know. My first thought was, I was like, this is the first game that Zinchenko hasn't made a mistake. He's not dwelling on the ball. He's actually moving it pretty quickly. He's looking all right. They don't have Mo on him, so like, what happened to him? And then we found out obviously he's got something in his calf. Kiwi came on. I just thought, play within yourself, young man.
That's it. Play within yourself. I was hoping there was no big brain things going on gonna make him jump into the midfield and stuff, which didn't happen. I was actually impressed by Kiwi's performance overall, man. I'm happy for him, and I was impressed by it. Had a few passes that weren't going on, but defensively blocked a ton of crosses. He gave up quite a few corners, but you just said it. Play within yourself. I think there are a few times when he's like, screw it. Like I'm not trying to mess around. He just put it out for a corner. Let's go, boys. Let's win this, and we move. So I like that from him.
Yeah, I mean, if you think back to when we were first introduced to Kiwi against Liverpool at Anfield, a little bit more than like 18 months ago, to today's performance, Kiwi, 45 minutes of just good, solid. I think he could have been a little better. There were a couple of passes down the line that he could have gotten to Nelly, but hey, at least he tried it still. He was brave enough to try those passes, and I'm happy for him. I'm also super happy that Tommy's back, but we can talk about that more.
That is nice that he's going to be back. So, halftime sub happened. Keep yours on. That was one to watch for the rest of the half. 10 minutes in, I'm not feeling great. Liverpool had showed up. Obviously, Klopp got into them. They were actually having a few chances themselves. We had back-to-back yellow cards. That man Kai going at Konate. That was a nice yellow. I mean, that was a yellow card to me. Absolutely was. He drug him down. Then right after that, Gabriel, same type of thing, transition. Stuck a hand in his face. Whatever. Yellow card. Fair enough. Here's the moment, though, bro. 58th minute, the subs. Do you think Klopp got that one right?
Oh, interesting. So they brought on Nunes and then Robertson and Elliott. He made 3 subs at once, right?
Exactly. And it was Trent off. Who was it? Gakpo off. And who was the last one?
I don't remember. Probably someone in the middle.
Doesn't matter. But to me, the big item was Trent off. And this is a footballing pod, so like got to talk about Liverpool a little bit. I think this is where he got it wrong, personally. I think Trent had to stay on for him. He was their man. He's the only dude in the first half that created. Nunez, I think he can strike some fear in you, but it was not his game. Not his game that day.
Yeah, and so it's interesting because you go back to Kiwior's performance. I think a big part of it is because Joe Gomez moved to the right.
Yeah.
That also really helped Kiwior's performance,
Yes.
the person that
Yes.
he was kind of matched up against, because their wingers tend to tuck in more. So it was more about Gabriel handling Nunez, Diaz, and Jota, and the overlap on the right was no longer Trent, who can get by Kiwi maybe. So it's interesting you bring this up. So you're saying that their manager kind of lost this game on those subs, and we just kept riding it out, didn't we? We didn't really make that many subs until much later in the game.
Later in the game. Yeah. 58th minute he made that change. And I thought that was him going for it. They kept talking about Nunez coming on. He's going to be able to stretch the back line. Arsenal dominating, yada, yada. That didn't happen. It was Gravenberch was the other one that came off, which I'm not impressed. I was not impressed by that guy, to be honest. So that's a good call getting him off. But personally, I think Trent was the guy to do anything for Liverpool that day. And the end result, obviously, I'm playing hindsight a little bit. But that move did not help them, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, because we'll get to this on the third goal. On the third goal, big man Leo just said, "See you later, Elliot. Thanks for spending 30 minutes with us on the pitch, bro." No, but hey, talking more about the game, I see here. I like this shout that you have here. Declan insurance policy Rice. That really helped Jorginho's performance too. Dex was up for it. Another good performance. Big moment in the game, slightly, because at this point it's still 1-1. Kai Havertz goes through the box. McAllister, legs are a little tangled. Goes to VAR. Ref doesn't call it on the field. VAR doesn't call it. It's one of those that constitutes a soft, but I felt like it was a foul.
I didn't think it was a foul. If he had called it, I don't think VAR overrules it, but I don't think that was a foul. It's just not enough for me. If it was more direct contact against a defender, the touch Kai took to try to get in front of him, didn't angle it perfect, but it just wasn't enough for me. It just wasn't enough. I didn't feel bad that we didn't get that one.
Yeah, I didn't feel bad, but you've seen it be given.
That's fair.
And to be fair to the referee, he was letting some physicality just get by. The game, some of the magnitude of the game, although they were giving us yellows for time wasting since like minute 30, but everything else, I suppose you're right. In the grand scheme of things, yeah, maybe it's not a penalty. But moments after that, Arsenal do get the lead, go up 2-1, thanks to Nelly. Van Dijk just bodied, dude, to be honest with you. Him and Alisson get it wrong. You can see on Van Dijk's lips afterwards, he just says, "Sorry, Ali," when he walks by him. He knows he messed that one up. But also, shout out to our winger, man. He chased everything down on Sunday, bro.
I gave credit to Diaz for his hustle on Saliba. You got to give Nelly credit for that. He's engaged. Van Dijk knows he's fast as hell. That little shoulder check with him, right? That's a 50-50 challenge. Shoulder check. That's absolutely not a foul either. You got to put him under pressure, right? You got to put him on. That's a ball like that happening all day. The defense, I mean, it wears you down to me personally. Like, that's mentally wearing those balls coming. Nelly's coming at you 100 miles an hour. We got to deal with it. We got to deal with it. Obviously, two most experienced players on the field, Van Dijk and Alisson, couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle that one. So 2-1 to us. It's nice to be handed. I feel like we don't get handed a lot of goals, but we got one, and I love it.
We got one. Absolutely, dude. Oh, man, we have to work so hard to score, it feels like, this season. So that was nice, man. Something that did happen a few minutes after that, I think Martinelli gets subbed off. And he wasn't too happy about the sub. What did you think of that decision?
You said you weren't too happy about it?
Martinelli wasn't.
Oh, I think because he's having a good game. He was feeling himself out there. He was probably the biggest present attacking wise from us constantly. The Gabriel to Martinelli ball was on all day. I think in the first half there's probably 4 long balls out to him. It continued in the second half. I like that. I kind of like that personally, man. When your player comes off and they got that attitude about them, that they know they're playing well. You're not playing bad and then you're mad when you get like kicking water bottles and stuff. Like that's not what's happening with him. I think he's like, I'm feeling myself. Come on, Mikel, let me cook.
I see. Yeah. No, that's an interesting perspective. For me, just get on with it, man. I get it. You're having a good game. It's still a manager's call, so keep some of this. People have been calling this team a little immature, a little emotional. Mm-hmm. I feel like moments like that don't help with some of those. But hey, big him up, man. I know he had a great game. He was feeling himself. Saka also got subbed off. We got to see one to watch Reece Nelson putting a little cameo. What were your thoughts on Reece's performance, man?
It was interesting. I was surprised Saka came off, man. Saka never comes off. He's coming off early for his goal in 78th minute. Here comes Reece. And immediately my thought was, when have we ever seen him in a game in this type of situation? He's usually coming on late. Either we're up 2-0, 3-0, he comes on, or he's coming on when we're down and we're trying to get a goal back. When have we ever been in a game this high stakes, 2-1 lead, here comes Reece Nelson. So it's a different role for him. And I think he actually won a few balls in the bag. I think he had maybe a couple clearances. I thought he did all right. Wasn't super noticeable, I'd say. But I think he probably earned some trust with the manager.
Yeah, that's a really nice way of putting it, dude. I wasn't even really thinking about it that way. The timing of him and the trust that the manager gave him. It did look like he also plays differently, dude. He has more freedom. I saw him just popping in different places than kind of Saka does on the wing. He was more tucked in. He was more down to just do 1-2s. He was in the middle of the park for a little bit. So his movements grabbed my attention.
Okay. I think that's good for him. Hopefully, again, we're feeling good about this. Maybe we can see some new stuff happening, which we need to help us get across the finish line on some of these games.
I guess the second half, the only other thing to talk about is Leo's goal. Unless there's a couple of other points here. Do you want to hit on any of these?
Oh, we got the red card.
Yeah.
Big and Kai. And then right after that, he started stirring shit with Van Dijk. That was funny when he fouled Van Dijk, and Van Dijk said, "Don't do that! Don't do that!"
He fouled him. That was relatively dirty. I consider that to be dirty. Like, it's a footballing pod, dude. Kai, you can't just be targeting a man like that, bro. Like,
he's pulling that shit housery, man. He's on his BS. I just thought it was funny because it was right after the red card, and Van Dijk, "Don't do that! Don't do that now." That was pretty funny. But yeah, let's hit the Trossard goal.
Trossard goal. Trossard performance in general. He looked good, man. Did you know that he has scored, like, Liverpool are the team that he has scored the most goals against?
I think he had a hat trick against them last year for Brighton.
That's right. Yeah.
Cool. Good for him. Big game player, huh?
Big game player, dude. And you forget he's one of the older players. You really do. And kind of a funny goal too. I don't know, man. I like when he beat Elliott and he was driving in, I didn't think this is a goal.
It didn't have that look at all, did it? That was a sweet little turn on Elliott, left him in the dust. That was sick. But yeah, running in the box, it wasn't super convincing. He wasn't like running at a lot of pace either. But hey, he's a 2-footed player. He got the deflection he needed.
Yeah, Van Dijk and Ali back at it, bro.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But after the goal, man, and let's give a shout out to the crowd. All game, I think. The energy seemed to be there. I know you're very big on the crowd. They were playing the hits, singing the songs. I'm sure your TV was cranked up.
Yeah, the volume was at least on 60. I know that for a fact, bro. I feel like when I watch a game, the volume starts at like 25. And then it's just the game wears on. Whereas on second half, I'm usually right around 60, maybe the 70th mark, especially if the fans are into it. The atmosphere was great, dude. And yeah, the songs were good. The fans, I mean, we got in trouble a little bit. I don't know if you've seen the celebration police and the touchline patrol. These boys are back at it, bro. Like, where do you get the energy? I don't even want to give you the oxygen. You don't deserve it, man.
I will say this. I did watch the post game on Peacock, so this is through NBC. I didn't get any chatter. There was no celebration police on our commentary at all. And then you hit the socials, you got Carragher, you got Neville, you got, I don't know, Joe Schmo talking all this mess about the celebration. So I've said that sometimes I feel bad for you guys over there across the pond. You guys got some crazy people talking on your games. That's unfortunate because we didn't have it at all. It was great scenes. Look at everybody. Huge win, yada yada. And you guys get the opposite of that, which is a shame, I think.
Yeah, and so I listened to the Sky Sports podcast post match. It was, so this is who they had for this Super Sunday session. They had Carragher, Liverpool legend, Neville and Roy Keane, United boys. And then they had Clichy, who was supposed to represent, I guess, the Arsenal. Like, that's a Man City man, bro. I don't even consider that guy an Arsenal. I know he won a title with us, whatever. He put in some shit, but really, like, you can't find a true Arsenal man to be represented at Super Sunday. Come on, check yourself, bro.
But who did come to back us? Who was that man?
Righty, 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 right, righty, 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 right. What a guy, dude. Did you listen to his video?
I didn't.
No? Let me see if I can find this dude.
I just saw that I saw a quote from him just saying, like, you guys got to stop with this. This is part of the game. It's too much.
It's too much, dude. Let me see. I'm super close. Here we go.
The negativity towards my manager, man. What has he done apart from celebrating a goal, celebrating his team, celebrating a team that is trying to beat these juggernauts, Liverpool and Man City, you know, and because he's celebrating. Because Martin Odegaard, we've taken a picture with Stuart, the photographer, a lifelong gunner. This man's been supporting Arsenal since he's, 5 or something ridiculous like that. Taking a picture in front of the North Bank. What's wrong with the captain doing that? It doesn't mean, it's got nothing to do with the fact just because we've beaten Liverpool. That's just an opportunity. Why everybody trying to kill the joy? Don't kill the joy. There's so much of the season to go. As soon as Arsenal do anything, they just come under the pylon. It's like we can't have any joy. It's like England in like if at a World Cup or a Euros. As soon as England start doing where everybody's jumping on them, it's like we're Arsenal. Arsenal, like it's the same thing what happened with Arsenal. Don't let them spoil the joy. Keep doing what you're doing. Whatever's going to be will be. Do not kill the joy. My manager, celebrate with passion like you do.
More passion.
Because that's what it's about, man. People are expecting us to bottle it and lose these games, and we're going through it. We're getting ourselves through injuries and everything. And the hatred is just so intense. Just leave us alone, man.
Leave us alone, man. Tell him, Ian.
I'm ready to run through a wall. I'm just ready to run through a wall right now for that man. But yeah, it's a shame that he even has to come out and say that. That's crazy. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense, dude. Are you kidding me? And I'm so happy that they celebrated. And you know what? That probably meant so much to that photographer. No one's ever done that. They actually asked them in that little pundit that I was listening to. They asked, a Clichy said, no, I've used to a lot of photos being taken of me. It's like, get out of here, bro. You suck. You suck.
Yeah, it's not, and it's, you know what it's not for? It's not for any of those people sitting there. It's for Arsenal, the team captain, it's for the photographer, and it's for the fans. It's for Arsenal Football Club. It's not about any of the other noise out there. That's what I don't get. It's not about anyone else. They're not showing up Liverpool. Were there Liverpool's on the field, players on the field right there, and were Odegaard's looking at them with the camera, snapping shots at them? No. They're not out there. It's about us. It's about Arsenal. Make us feel good. So stop with the nonsense. Sorry you guys don't have anything good going on with your football clubs, I guess. Everybody wants to be Arsenal, huh?
Everybody, man. It is what it is. I said before, I say it again, man. You can't buy class, bro. You can't buy class.
Keep my club's name out your mouth, okay? Now.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, that's the game, dude. That's the result, man. A player we didn't really touch on that much was Benny Blanco, who I did feel like got his powers back, dude. I've kind of been hard on him this season. I even called him out on one of the last pods that, hey, don't talk to Z like that. You focus on your own performance. Well, he showed up and he was focused on his own performance, and he didn't forget what Curtis Jones did to him back at Anfield. So, whoop, close your legs, young man. See ya.
No, that was clean. Megged him, got past him. He had a great game. Diaz and him, that was a good battle. No lie, because Diaz was going at him. But Ben White was on his P's and Q's that game. Who stole his powers? I don't know, but maybe he got him back. Maybe it was calling out Zinchenko, and he realized, you know what, I need to have some accountability for myself. But Ben White, I think he might be back. Tomiyasu might also be back too, bro.
Yeah, I hope so. And hey, hopefully one of these days, maybe we'll see Thomas Partey. I don't know. Maybe we'll see him at the end of the season. He keeps getting me excited. I keep looking forward to the starting line to come out. Last pod, we published it Friday morning. This guy got hurt like an hour later. Like, come on, man. Give me a break. I can't even get my talking point straight. You get hurt so much.
The script was crazy that day. Unbelievable he does this to us. Like, what kind of script are they coming up with over here? Crazy.
I don't know. Get them over to Sky. They're better They need better writers, man.
The one last thing, and I want to ask you this question about the game. And it was, what did you actually see different than what we've previously done the last few weeks? I think we're playing on our end more. You made a really good point a few weeks ago, and I think it's rang true. We're getting too deep. We're attacking too deep into our opponent's area, right? Almost to their touchline. I saw something different. Did you see something different as well?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It did feel like, well, and also they are a team that maybe presses a little bit higher themselves. So that also just helps. The game tends to play more in the middle of the pitch, so you have those areas to run into. The biggest difference I noticed was Jorginho and how quickly he releases the ball. I think we've talked about our team being a little slow and some of the forward passing not being there. Well, this guy, he might be slow himself, but his decision making and seeing the passes and threatening the needle, not being afraid to get that pass forward was a huge difference maker. And it influenced others. It helped others also maintain the rhythm, you know? Like, if he goes one touch, I'll go one touch. You know, he helped really set the rhythm of the play. And that's just invaluable, dude. And I'm not really sure how you can measure that.
Yeah, man, you're hitting some stuff right now. Absolutely. On defense, we look like we're in that 4-4-2, right? Ends up being kind of like a double pivot with Rice and Jorginho. That also means that Zinchenko, he didn't invert as much as I thought he would, or he usually does, but that's also because Jorginho's in that space because he can't move, which ends up being a good thing. So they're not taking up the same positions, which is a good thing, and also helped Kiwior when he came on, because he could stay wide and play left back as he's meant to do, and not play in the midfield role. Getting them to come on to us so we can spring forward was key. I'm hoping we can figure out a way to do that. Last season, I think we played much more in front of our own box, which was to our detriment at times, but I think that's really how you can open up a team, is have them come forward at you while you're in your own half. Then you can spring forward, find the out ball, and be like Jorginho. Be brave. Hit the ball. Because when we lose it, and we lost it against Liverpool, one of the best attacking teams in the league, guess what happened? They did not get a sniff. I think they had an XG of like 0.35 this game, bro. they did not get a sniff because we are so good defensively and our shape is incredible. Don't be scared. Do not be scared. I think I am hoping this is like a revelation to some people, man. Like, don't be scared. Hit the ball. We can go forward and attack anybody. Because guess what? We got 11 dudes behind the ball. No problem.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And so as I'm looking ahead here, we'll probably try to get a preview pod out with some other fun conversations as we usually do closer to the end of the week. The biggest thing following this game is to keep the mo. I don't want to see us again like we went to Anfield and we got a point and then we ran out of energy. Like, I really hope that we can maintain this energy and play to the same level. I hope that Saka's injury isn't serious and we're getting some players back. You do make a point on here, on the doc. You say that so far in the season, in the Premier League, obviously we've played Liverpool twice. We've played City once already. We have to play them still. So 9 points that were up for grabs against two of, the main title contenders and challengers, call them. We've earned 7 points from those 9. That feels pretty good, man. And that feels like, as you have written here, it's like a respect of a team that, hey, can become champions.
We them boys. Like, now we them boys. Before, yeah, we were title challengers last year. Couldn't get over the line against City. Couldn't really get over the line against Liverpool, right? We them boys now. We got over the line. And I think that's such a big thing mentally for them too. We can beat them. We can play. Hopefully this next game at City, we can have a real good performance and feel good about ourselves. But before we get there, man, let's go back to the Mo. What do we got in February, baby?
Yeah, dude, February, there's 4 games in it, man. We go away to West Ham next, and then we go away to Burnley next, and then we go away to FC Porto, man. and then we're finally back home against Newcastle. So some of these on the road games, I actually fancy us more sometimes on the road. So I'm looking forward to these games.
Next Sunday is huge. West Ham, they've gotten the better a couple times now. And when I said they gotten the better of us, we were not in either of those games. They outplayed us. So I think we really need to show up. And we need to beat them in their stadium. It's going to be a big one. I mean, this Liverpool game, huge. That's just as big. You can't drop points like that to a team like West Ham.
Yeah, and it's a London derby. Declan Rice homecoming in the Premier League. So a lot riding on it. And we can chat more about it because I really want to talk more about, what to expect with the lineup and all of that come that game, dude. We'll get to that for another pod. Quick thing to hit on, the ladies of Arsenal. They did suffer a loss over the weekend to, speaking of, West Ham. So a little bit of a dent in their season, but hopefully they recover from it. Just want to keep everyone updated on it. All right. One last thing before we go. Do you have anything?
No. Let's hear it.
6 weeks ago, the fan base was in a glass case of emotion. People were out here saying, title's over. People were out here saying, maybe the manager's not good enough. To all those people, I have brought with me today on the pod one of my favorite fictional characters. He's top 5. His name is Alfie Solomons, and he's got a message for you. He's got a message for you to remind you that, hey, I know sometimes things can be emotional, okay? But listen.
You riding like a fucking child. This is a man's world. Now take your apron off and sit in the corner like a little boy.
You can put your apron back on. It's okay. But just remember, there's still a lot of games left. And everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be played out the way it was meant to. So, this is a man's world.
Shout out Alfie.
Shout out Alfie, dude. All right. Well, with that, Thanks so much for spending time with us. As always, if you like the podcast, please rate and leave a review. Also, share it on social. It's the best way for others to find out about us. Oh, hey, just before we go, you can also write into us. So if you have an opinion, if you have any questions, if you have any feedback for us, shoot us an email, districtgooner@gmail.com.
District Gooner till I die. Be easy.